Hi! It's my first time vlogging, so bear with me. But welcome and hi from Singapore. It's around 9:30 a.m. here. I woke up pretty early for breakfast. They had a complimentary breakfast in this hotel. And I probably finally went to bed at around 7 a.m. I still really can't believe it's real. Like, I feel like I'm on vacation, which I kind of am, but it's different because studying abroad, so I'm technically living here, right? I'm also started a blog. It's a very different take than what I usually do, which I've been journaling my entire life. Every time I went on family vacation, I always journal it. Sometimes it's hard to just write down physically everything that you want to talk about. And I think typing, I'm a lot faster than writing, as well as you can always edit your posts, so if I ever forget something, I can edit back, and then you can also add pictures with whatever you're doing. So I think that would be a cool experience, a cool new thing that I'll be trying. But for now, I'll just talk. So far, everything that's happened is just like flights, which have been hella long. Probably the only problem was like at Seoul airport, their international transfer customs line was so long. These few families in front of me were like, oh my god, like ours is boarding at like 18:20, are we gonna be able to make it? And then I'm like, mine boards 18:05. I have like 20 minutes. So then I started getting worried too. But then there was someone who, like a couple of people ahead of me, kind of went through, there's like a zigzag line going on, but then on the side there was another like just straight line, but it was blocked by a gate, but someone took that gate off and just went through. But then a bunch of people followed them into that single line, and like it's basically cutting the whole line. And just a lot of us went through. My taxi driver was really nice. He was like a really nice grandpa who like talked to me, and he was like sharing his details about his life story, about his wife who has cancer and his daughter who recently changed jobs because of wanting to be near her family and all this stuff. You can read more about it on my blog. The people at the hotel check-in were so nice too. They offered me orange juice when I was at the check-in. The guy kept calling me Miss Grubber, but he was so nice I didn't have the heart to correct him, but I cringed every time he said Miss Grubber. I was like, oh, I can't. And I just have to go through a few things. Like, I just got an email from the study abroad person who's in charge of the exchange program at the business school. And she was like, I'm gonna audit all the campus stuff now, and we were supposed to do a bunch of like this checklist things of what to research in order to be more prepared for a study abroad. If you know me well, I'm a very last minute person. So I didn't do any of that yet. And it's funny, I'm like on my study abroad now, and I still haven't done that stuff. So I will be doing it today, probably. So that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna check out of the hotel and then meet my other flatmates to check into the Sophia residence, which is where we're living. So I'm excited now. I'll show you the room before I leave. It's pretty nice. It was just a pretty decent room. My friend, I showed him the sink and he was like, he loved it. So maybe I'll buy it for him one day. This is the view from the bathroom. I know, it's glamorous, but yeah, you can't really see that much of the city, but hoping that's what the next few months are for. I didn't really get this. Like, there's no glass thing separating the restroom and the shower, only like this part, so like the water could seep through, whatever, but whatever, it worked out, I guess. Here's all the free drinks that they wanted me to take. There's like mango and orange juice, and then they had coffee stuff. I wish I showed you the breakfast, but I like gobbled that down way too fast that I couldn't catch that in time. But it had also really nice views on the rooftop, because that's where they have breakfast. A lot of people have asked me why I chose Singapore for my study abroad. There are several reasons. One, so first I kind of scanned through the whole list and saw what programs would let me come back in time for my internship. And so I try to get the earliest possible, and then I also realized I wanted to be back in time for graduation. So, I narrowed down the schools that like wouldn't go over June, and this is one of them. I definitely wanted to go somewhere I've never been before. I've been to Europe, like 5 to 6 different countries while I was there with my family a couple years ago, and I've never been to Southeast Asia. I've been to China, but that was also when I was 8 years old. So that was one of the reasons. Another reason is that the national language here is English. That really helps. I did not want to be under the stress of having to kind of gear towards a different, not only a different culture, but also a totally different language in which all the signs are, different people talk to you, especially assuming that I would be able to speak that language. I mean, even on the plane, people on the Korean airplane, one woman asked me in Korean if I knew how to speak Korean. I only knew that she was asking that from the tone of her voice. I know like a teensy bit of Korean, like enough to say like one utterance of a word, but other than that extent, I would not know anything in that language, and neither in Chinese. All I can really say is I don't speak Chinese. So, or I speak a little bit Chinese. So I thought this was a really good balance between kind of culturally what I wanted in a study abroad experience, as well as being in a far enough place where it will be still quite a new experience. Also, it's just crazy to me. I realized this for the first time when I was on that Korea Air flight. I just saw everyone around me was Asian. That's like, it's been a first. I mean, I went to China when I was younger, but I was 8 years old and I was with my parents, so there's a definitely different experience. But it's the first time I'm traveling internationally by myself, so there's that. And then there's also, I'm not really used to being in a place that's like you're not a minority anymore, I guess. I mean, I've been to Chinatown, Flushing, and like other places like that. Buford Highway, does that count? So I'll be staying at an apartment with 5 other people. I'm actually meeting them today. So as soon as I check out of this hotel, I'm going to head there, and then hopefully we can settle in our new apartment. I hope everything goes well, crossing fingers. I'm really excited to meet all of them and move in. I'm hoping this will be an experience that will help me embrace my Asian culture. I've never spent even a day in Asia, where at least I remember it. So I kind of wanted this partially because of that, you know? And so I hope I get that too. That's all. Signing off for now. Bye!